What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pub Sports Radio Baseball Show. My name is Jose Bouquet, and of course, I'm joined alongside with Andrew Santangelo. Andrew, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well after that exciting game last night. It
Hey,
just gave off positive vibes today.
good vibes. Hey, it's a good vibes Monday. Shout out to good vibes, and of course, we're joined with reoccurring guest Sam Wise. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing all right, but it's about to be made a little bit better talking some baseball with these guys.
Yeah, let's get into it because we've had a week, guys. We've had a hell of a week of baseball. This back-to-back days format is something I really enjoy. I don't know about you guys, and the fact that we have a World Series starting tomorrow is awesome. So I can't wait. We have our matchup, but let's talk about how we got there. We're gonna start with the ALCS, which we all thought was kind of fucking done and dusted. That we shut the book on it after Game 3. We're like, this is over. The Rays have got this. They took game one, 2-1. Classic Rays close game. Randy Arozarena hits a home run. Zunino gets an RBI. Blake Snell struggles, but he does his thing, gets a win. They win 2-1. Great. Game two, more of the same. The Rays went 4-2. If you guys don't remember, this is the Manuel Margot game where he hits a home run, hops over a fence, almost dies to catch a baseball, basically. They get the win there. And then game three, more of the same, 5-2. Rays. It's great. It was a bullpen day, and they're the bullpen. They do the best out of everyone. So we all thought they were dead, correct? Andrew, I think we were like, oh, let's go ahead and pull up the Sam telling everyone that the Rays were gonna sweep the Astros, all this stuff, and we got excited, right?
Yeah, you did tell me to find that. We found it, and unfortunately, we didn't get to use it.
Yeah, no, because in game four, the Astros win 4-3. I called this one Dusty Big Balls game because Zach Greinke goes out there, pitches a pretty good game. Dusty leaves him out there when he's in a jam. When most managers now would pull their guy, bring in a reliever. Dusty leaves Zach Greinke out there. He gets the job done. They win close fashion. I believe. Let me see. I believe yes. George Springer hit a home run to make it 4-2 in the fifth inning of that game, and that really locked it up for them. Game five, they win 4-3 again. Wow, I did not know they won 4-3 again. That's pretty interesting. Carlos Correa's home runs, they get it there, and we all start, we're looking at each other like, is this really about to happen? Because after this game five, they go on and win game six, 7-4, and everyone started bringing up the 0-4 the Red Sox now. Everyone's like, oh, they're gonna come back and do it because this is the second team to ever force a game seven after being down 3-0. And I thought the Rays were done. I thought they were cooked. I thought this was over. I thought the Astros momentum was gonna be too much.
Like they looked like it.
Yeah, Valdez did his thing, and they couldn't do it, and it was pretty surprising. Sam, at this point, as a avid Astros hater, how are you feeling?
I was feeling nervous. I definitely was not looking at any point in any fashion looking at the Astros and thinking, oh, they could actually do this. I was kind of like living in denial for the most part. Part because I did have the Rays sweeping, and I really wanted that to be true, and partly because I just don't like the Astros. I definitely did get scared during Game 6 when they ended up winning, and it was a really close game. And now we were only 9 potential innings away from the Astros being in a World Series in our home ballpark before we even got to play a playoff game there. And I was getting real nervous. I was sweating a little bit. And then, Randy Arozarena decided to tuck me into bed and tell me everything was going to be okay. And I was happy after that.
Yes, Randy does, because in Game Seven, the Rays flip the momentum. They win 4-2. Charlie Morton, Mr. Game 7 now, as I will refer to him now and forever. Most Game 7 victories as a pitcher. I believe that was his third. He comes out there dominant. He has a sub 1 ERA in Game Sevens. By the way, Andrew, I like to ask you these questions because sometimes my wee brain can't comprehend these things. Andrew, is that good, Andrew?
That's more than good. That's fantastic. That's unbelievable numbers.
Okay, so that's pretty good. And then Arandia Rosarena, as Sam mentioned, tucked us all into bed, make sure that we were warm, fed, gave us a bottle of milk, and put us to bed because he hits a 2-run home run in the first inning. That would really give the Rays the momentum and confidence they needed to carry on. Zunino adds on with the home run next inning. The Astros had a late rally. They cut the lead in half after Carlos Correa's fucking ass keeps dominating, keeps doing what he's doing. Shout out to Carlos Correa, and but it wasn't enough. The Rays get a win, 4-2. Shout out to Alex Bregman, by the way, for striking out a really big spot and a really tough at bat. And won't forget that. But the Rays making their first World Series since Andrew's favorite year of 2008. Andrew, I'll start with you. Give me your overall thoughts on the series and just the Rays being in the World Series. It's a weird sentence to say.
It is very weird to hear that. I think first off, congratulations to them for getting it done. Obviously, kind of trying to bring a new type of baseball into the league, which a lot of teams are starting to follow with the whole opener stuff. So very cool to see them kind of get it done in that sense of starting to play this new type of baseball. And really, because I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of those games, those starters can easily go past the 5th inning, sometimes maybe the 6th, but then they pull them. And obviously, I know we were going back and forth in our group message with about Cash, and I think it should have left Charlie Morton in Game 6. I think, or not Game 6. Who pitched games? Whoever pitched Game 6 when it took Snell when it took Snell out. I think we all agreed that they could have left him in. And then same when they pulled Charlie Morton, that one ended up working out. Unlike in Game 5 and 6 when he pulled him, but that one worked out when he pulled Morton, and I mean, I think we were all taken back by it. It was off an infield single, which I think was the second hit all day, and the first time the Astros got somebody in scoring position. So new type of baseball there. But in all honesty, I think my overall thoughts are similar to when the Astros got down to it. I think the Astros honestly looked like the better team throughout the series. The Rays just found ways to win the game in the end, and pretty cool to see after a historic season for them, beating the Yankees there in the AL East and then getting the job done. And you get something this year that you usually don't get to see, and we'll touch on it when we get to the NL side. But the two best teams with the two best record team-wise are going to go to the World Series, which you usually don't see in baseball. So that's another cool story.
Okay, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, congrats to the Tampa Bay Rays. They definitely earned it as much as any team can by, finally shutting the door on the Astros in Game 7 and doing what good teams do and closing out those games. Just like Andrew said, we definitely were questioning Cash on some of his decisions and how we're not totally a big fan of the fact that he plays not to lose instead of playing for the win. But it worked out for them in the end, and they got carried by some of their good players, and they played great team baseball. They played Tampa Bay Rays baseball. They swarmed everybody with their pitching, and whenever the Astros tried to get something going that wasn't a home run, they shut it down on defense. And it's the way that they've been playing all year. It's why they won 40 games, and it's why they're now in the World Series. And I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I don't see it getting slowed down at all either. But I also don't see it, I don't know if it's going to be enough to win the World Series. It's interesting to see. I'm excited for them because I'm a big underdog guy, especially when my team's not in it. So I'm really looking forward to see what the Rays can do.
Okay, good. I'm excited to watch it as well. I've been on this team all year. Shout out to me for predicting this correctly. By the way,
Brag a little bit, why don't we?
I want to pat myself on the fucking back real fast. Let me get that right there. Thank you. Yeah, the Rays have been my team this whole year. I said they were going to win the AL East. I said the pitching was going to be tremendous this year, and it has been every step of the way. We know they scared us. We thought they were going to blow it. They did lose 3 straight games. We were all questioning the offense. But one man has carried us all the way here. It's been Randy Rosarena. he's been phenomenal in every sense of the word. He's 2 home runs away, I believe, from having the most home runs in a postseason, which is crazy. He's been absolutely great. He won ALCS MVP, of course. I think, I don't know. He's not on the Juan Soto level, correct? Can we all agree on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
He's not there yet.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to double check and make sure because he's been great. He's been all these things, but I mean, he's not there yet. But
So
Like
Soto had this. You go ahead.
it's like this year we knew Soto coming in the year would still have a fantastic season. Like going into next year, I don't know if Randy would keep that up. Like I'm not convinced on saying here that he's gonna go out there and have an all-star season next year.
okay.
Not only that, I mean, part of the reason why Soto became such a big deal last year was one, he's only 19 years old. He was 19 years old at the time, and two, his just personality was showing way up more in the box than it was for most players. With the little shuffle that he does after a nice pitch, especially going up in the World Series, like that's like must see TV. Um, it seemed like a lot of what was going on with Randy and his hype was coming from his teammates. Where they had their little whiteboard that says "Rakes all night, day, year," all that kind of stuff, and his teammates loved it. But it was more of Soto having the Soto shuffle, and also being 19. I mean, doing that at 19 is just ridiculous.
Yeah. By the way, Randy Arozarena's triple slash right now, 382, 433, 855, 7 home runs this postseason. He is tied right now for total bases, most total bases in a postseason. He is tied for second at 47. Sam, we're gonna sprinkle in some postseason trivia in this episode. So my first trivia question, Sam, this is for you first. This is going to become a mini competition, so I hope you're ready, Andrew, because I didn't tell either one of you for this. Who has the most total bases in postseason history in one season and one postseason?
Sorry, my internet cut out. Can you repeat that?
Who has the most total bases in a postseason?
Is it recent or is it kind of older?
It is recent, yes.
Okay.
So many options.
Oh,
Someone that just had a stupendous postseason.
it's not Soto.
No,
A stupendous postseason this year.
no.
Okay.
Sam, let me tell you, Sam, you've watched this postseason before.
Okay.
He watches every postseason, so that doesn't help him at all.
He watched this one very clearly. He watched it. He agonized over it.
Okay, it's got to be a Blue Jay.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Oh, then it's a Cardinal. It's definitely a.
Is that recent though? That's a trick question. Then is that considered recent?
That is recent, Andrew.
That was 9 years ago.
Yeah, but we're talking about the series of baseball. There's hundreds of.
Well, you know what? Actually, I do have an idea.
Okay, Sam, do you
Is it Correa?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Andrew, do you want to guess real fast?
Well, based off those hints, and I'm going to say it is that Cardinals year. Is it David Freese?
It is, in fact, David Freese. David Freese, 50 total bases that postseason. That record is probably going to be broken by Randy Arozarena. It is going to be a good time. Sam, I was trying to set you up there for the David Freese, but it is really unfortunate.
The only baseball player that I actively hate is David Freese.
Well, he's your Evan Longoria, so times 2 actually. That hurts even more. But we're gonna move on. We're not gonna talk about David Freese. Another trivia question for you guys. Though this is fun. Of 47 postseason games, guys, only 4 times has a starting pitcher, pitched at least 6 innings, guys. We were mentioning this earlier about starting pitchers getting yanked early. Only twice has a starting pitcher gone more than 7 innings this postseason. Do you guys have a guess of who these pitchers are? Do you remember?
So wait, so basically the question is,
I know.
name the 2 pitchers that have lasted more than 7 innings. Is that correct?
This postseason, yes.
This postseason?
In a
I
start.
know one of them. I know
Okay.
one of them for sure.
What is one of them?
That is Trevor Bauer.
Okay, Trevor Bauer is in fact one of them.
I think he went. Didn't he go 8+ in his game against the Braves? I think.
The first game he went like 8 or 9. Yeah,
I think he went like 8 in the third.
he's pretty good.
And then it's Valdez, right?
No,
He didn't go 7 innings?
no. Let me say it. He's in the World Series. How quickly we forget about one of the game's greatest having a good postseason game because all he knows is that he's having shitty postseason games. It's Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, he did it against Milwaukee.
Yes, he dominated.
I forget about that series already.
Yeah,
That was a series.
yes, Clayton Kershaw was the other one. So
that was more of a formality.
So
I could have sworn Valdez went 7.
Well, according to the place that I was looking the stats up, he did not. So I'm sorry, but are we ready for a little bit of NLCS talk? We've showered the Rays with plenty of praise, and we have to preview this World Series here soon. So are we ready to move on?
I do have one stat that I want to bring up just because I need some more Astros hate in my life.
Please.
I don't know if y'all know what this stat is. It's championship win probability added. Have y'all ever heard of that?
Sure.
So it's like a percentage, basically. It's how much are you contributing to possibly getting your team a championship? If you're doing great, like Randy, I think his is like plus 7%, 7.5%, something like that. For the ALCS, Alex Bregman's championship win probability added was negative 16%.
Oh no!
Wow.
The next closest was negative 7 on his team.
That's tough. Who was that?
That was Yuli Gurriel.
Yeah, both of them really struggled this series, and Bregman striking out in a really big spot there in a very embarrassing fashion did not help. By the way, the one bit of Astros praise I will give them, well, I guess 2. So 1, thank you for being baseball's villains this year. I hope you enjoyed this first run because next year is going to be a lot worse. So good luck then. And then number 2, Dusty Baker is one of the best managers in baseball right now. The way, he's not the best manipulator of the bullpen and all that stuff. He does his thing. He did a good job with the rookies this year. But he really knows how to get into your pitchers and pull something out of them. In Game 7, Lance McCullers comes out after 3 or comes out. I think it was after the second inning. He gives up 3 runs. Zunino and Rosarena hits the home runs. Dusty gives him a big old hug and chats him up real quick, comes out and does his thing. I think he pitched 2 more innings and scoreless ball game. So shout out to Dusty Baker as well.
Wait, yeah, and speaking about Lance McCullers, he went 7 innings when he had that 11 strikeout day.
Hey, more than 7.
Oh, more than 7.
Yeah.
I thought you said got through 7 innings.
Well, more than 7.
Okay.
Well, the first stat was through 7 innings, and then he was asking who went after that.
Yeah.
Like who pitched in the 8th inning.
Yeah, come on.
Gotcha.
I
misinterpreted the question because Valdez and McCullers had 7 innings.
Well, hey, and don't blame me. Blame the question. You ready to talk NLCS now, guys? Andrew, I know you love this Atlanta team, so I'm sure you're dying to get into this. The NLCS was the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers were the clear favorites coming into this. But the Braves took game 1, 5-1. Pretty dominant fashion, to be honest. Freddie Freeman hit a home run. First inning, got him started. Kike Hernandez hit a home run, too. It was 1-1, and then they score 4 in the 9th inning. Austin Riley does his thing, and Ozzie Albies and Acuna do their thing in the 9th. Get in there. They win 5-1. Max Fried dominates. Walker Buehler kind of shoves, but walks a bunch of people. Game 2, Braves win 8-7. This one was kind of a Hershey Schwartz game for the Braves. They took an early lead, but the Dodgers had a 9th inning comeback. Corey Seager comes out, 2 RBI double to cut the lead. and then they do their whole thing, but they come up short, 8-7. Braves are up 2-0 at this point. And also, if you guys don't forget or don't remember, Kershaw was supposed to pitch this game and got ruled out with back spasms. Then we get him in game 4, I believe. So we'll get to there in a second. Game 3 was kind of, I guess, the most forgettable game of this series. A 15-3 domination by the Dodgers. The Bats woke up there in the 9th inning of the previous game, so they kind of carried that momentum over. 11 runs in the first inning. History right there if we watched it all. Most runs in one inning in a postseason series, so shout out to them. So it's 2-1.
Second year in a row that Atlanta gave up the most runs in an inning in a postseason.
Yep, shout out to that. Shout out to the Cardinals too. Never forget that. I believe correct, it was the Cardinals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. Was it the most home runs in an inning too, or just runs?
I would say runs, but I don't have that stat off the hand.
Because it was only 3 home runs, right? Or was it 4?
Use a lot.
It was 5.
You know what, Andrew? Why don't you look that up while I'm going? Game 4, the Braves come out and dominate. I wrote this as the Marcell Ozuna game: 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. They had a 6-run 6th inning that really took the sting out of this game.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP, sure. Then playoff Kershaw showed his head in this game. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit. Oh no, sorry, that's Bryce Wilson, the Brave starter. I was reading. I thought I was reading Kershaw. I thought he was supposed to be good. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 1 walk for this Brave starter. Incredible spot start for him. Kershaw goes 5, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 Ks, and a walk, which brings Atlanta up 3-1 in this series, guys. No team can blow a 3-1 lead, right?
No,
never. Especially not a team from Atlanta.
I mean, just good things always happen to the teams in Atlanta, right?
They're a great sports town.
Well, while we're talking about bad playoff Kershaw right here, guys, but I just want to bring you to attention that Kershaw has now the worst ERA for a starting pitcher with minimum 100 postseason innings pitched. So that is not how you say good. Correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. Game 5, the Dodgers come out. They win 7-3. Backs against the wall. A good team comes out and win this game. We kind of all expected that. Dustin May doesn't pitch great. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. And I want everyone to remember that because we'll see our friend Dustin May again. Corey Seager hits 2 home runs this game. This is when I don't know if this is really the beginning of the Corey Seager hype train, but this is when it really starts to pick up steam. He starts dominating, and then this is the game that I think everyone will remember this as the Will Smith game. This is the Will Smith versus Will Smith at bat. We were all expecting catcher Will Smith on the Dodgers does his thing, 3-run home run. By the way, if you watch that at bat, it's pretty interesting. He goes down to 0-2. And then he doesn't swing, by the way. Goes down 0-2, doesn't swing any of those pitches. And 3 straight balls, pretty close, doesn't swing at any of those. And then the 3-2 pitch, he takes his first swing of the at-bat, sends the ball into the night sky. So shout out to him. We've gone down to now game 6, the Walker Buehler game. 3-1 Dodgers victory. Walker Buehler goes 6, 7 hits, 6 Ks, no earned runs. This was the Kurt Schilling bloody sock performance of this series, this comeback, if we're going to label it like that. He comes out there, does exactly what his team needs, blister and all, shoves, proves that he's could be one of the best pitchers in baseball, to be honest. But he does his thing, and the Dodgers score all their runs in the first inning with Seager again, of course, hitting a home run, and then Justin Turner goes back-to-back with him. So we get to game 7 after all that talking. We get to a game 7, which happened last night. And would you say this is the best? Was this the best game of the postseason?
Yeah, probably. It was probably the most exciting, at least.
Sam?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. There might have been a first-round series that had a game that was pretty good. Maybe what was it? Game 2 in Oakland versus Chicago. That was a pretty good game as well. But this is definitely a leading candidate.
Okay, so if we get to this game 7, a 4-3 Dodgers victory. They complete the comeback down 3-1 off of an Atlanta team. We hate to see it. I'm sending all my T's and P's to Atlanta fans of all kinds because they had a tough weekend this week. Shout out to Georgia football. One of the best games of the postseason. Dustin May starts in a pretty surprising move to most people. I wasn't expecting to see Dustin May start this game, maybe an inning in relief. But May starts off 2 walks immediately and then gives up a run. But he bears down, gets out of the gym with a double play and I believe a fly out. So shout out to Dustin May there. We have who started for the Braves? Ian Anderson, right? Correct. Ian Anderson comes out. He's shoved. First pair of rookies to ever start a Game 7. Ian Anderson comes out there, does his thing. A Swanson solo home run in the second inning gives the Braves a 2-0 lead. Everything's great. We're feeling great. We're on like cruise control. The Braves are winning. Their offense is going to take control. Yada, yada, yada. But Ian Anderson kind of starts showing that rookie fatigue, rookie haze. A 2-out walk turns into a Max Muncy double, and then that turns into a Will Smith 2 RBI single to tie the game in the third inning. The 2-2 resets the game. And guys, at this point, the turning point of the game really was Kike Hernandez. The Austin Riley gets a run for the Braves, but Kike Hernandez, a pinch hit home run in the 6th inning, really shifts all the momentum. I think I don't know. It's tough to rank home runs off of just excitement, swagginess, all this stuff. But I think it's just as high as the next home run we're going to talk about with Cody Bellinger. Kike hits one out, ties the game, and sets up Cody Bellinger, the MVP, the man, the myth, the legend, a 4-3 solo home run in the 7th inning. Great camera work, by the way. I really appreciated the camera work because they hit the home run. He does the bat drop, and they stay on him for a while. They stay on him for a while, and they watch him do his trot, his little swagger down the line, and the Dodgers win. Shout out to Luis Arias, who came on in relief, pitched a scoreless 7th, 8th, 9th. And the Dodgers, after all of that, after everything they've gone through, after all of us expected them to come through this, they make the World Series. Now, please, someone else talk so I can stop talking.
You can start.
Okay. One thing that I was thinking last night, I thought about sending this to y'all, but I didn't. If you had to sit down somebody that says they don't like watching baseball, and you had to show them a series of saying this is why you should watch baseball as a hardcore fan, I think this Atlanta Dodgers series is probably at the top of my list now. This entire series was led with everything that you want and any possible style of baseball that you could play. You could play pitcher's duel because you had a couple games where nobody was getting runs until the 7th inning. You had you had 2 blowouts. You had small ball. You had absolute power. You had just 2 teams, 2 juggernauts going after each other, just playing some absolute great baseball. And it's honestly one of my favorite series as a neutral fan in the last couple years. I mean, I haven't been that excited for a series since I think the Cubs and the Indians. I think the 2 teams were just so evenly matched, the Dodgers and the Braves, that it led to amazing baseball from both sides. And that's what made part of that Game 7 so great was you had all this tension of the Dodgers have all this pressure on them. They have the best team in baseball, and they are down a run with 3 innings left, and they come out and hit 2 absolute bombs from Kike and Cody Bellinger, and it propels them into the stratosphere of excitement and energy, and it absolutely deflated the Atlanta Braves. And I felt bad for the Braves because I've been in that situation, but the way that the Dodgers were celebrating, and they looked like they just took a giant monkey off their back, Bellinger in particular, which he's a warrior. He dislocated his shoulder and he still went out and played 2 innings. And he made the game winning catch, the fly out to center to end the game. And I don't know, that was some of the best baseball that I've ever watched, and I really enjoyed it as a full series.
Andrew?
Yeah, I think there's a lot I agree with that. I think one, congratulations to the Dodgers for getting there. Again, I think a lot of people started counting them out when they went down 3-1, and obviously you keep hearing, oh, they've choked before, they're going to choke again, and the players hear all that. Most of them have been there throughout that time of choking and stuff, and they know everything that happened in the Astros series, so they're excited to get back there and try to regain that crown in that sense, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in this upcoming series, which we'll get into a little bit, but I think here you had the better team get it done. I mean, top to bottom, we mentioned how the Dodgers had everything. They had starting pitching, they have relievers. They're obviously a deeper team than the Braves as well. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say I feel bad for the whole Atlanta team. I feel bad for Freddie Freeman. I thought this could have been his year if they would have got it done. I know last time I said the winner of this series would win the World Series because I thought both these teams were better than the Rays or Astros. So I really thought this was Freddie Freeman's chance to get it done. So it's a shame for him. Another great that's never been there before, and we'll see what happens next year. But you just had Dodgers step up, and I mean you mentioned it. Bellinger obviously is a big name, but I mean I forget which game it was. Whether it was what it was one of the ones they won. I think it might have been Game 6, I believe. Maybe when Hernandez obviously hit that big home run yesterday, but he hit the big tying home run in the game before that as well. So you just have guys all over the Dodgers lineup with how deep it is. Guys are stepping up left and right, and then for the Dodgers, like to be able to use what they did yesterday as well, and not even have to use Jansen to go in there and close the game in the ninth inning, just because you had a different reliever and who's usually a starter dominate 3 innings and not even have to worry about it. I mean, that goes to show how deep they are and stuff. So I think again the better team got it done. So credit to them for finding a way to end up winning the series. And again, you see how deep it is, how deep of a team they are with Corey Seager winning the NLCS MVP over Bellinger or Mookie Betts or Clayton Kershaw or Walker Buehler. I mean, there's a lot of guys you pick over Seager to kind of get that job done, and he goes out there and just dominates. So I mean, I don't expect anything less here in the next series from him either, in terms of stepping up. So it's gonna be a fun World Series that they provided for us.
Yeah, and I kind of glossed over one of the biggest moments of this whole series. I glossed over it in other games. I mean, Cody Bellinger makes a ridiculous catch in center field to rob a home run. And you mentioned Freddie Freeman earlier. You felt bad for him. I mean, he did step up, and he did it, Andrew. I mean,
Hey, he was in over 400.
he literally. I mean, in Game 7, he hits a home run. But Mookie Betts in right field in the 5th inning, he just jumps up. It's over the wall. Snags it. He hits it off of Blake Trinan. Mookie Betts robs a home run, and that was the beginning of the end, honestly, for the Dodgers in the 5th inning. The Kike Hernandez home runs in the 6th, and it all just kind of snowballs from there. I really feel bad for this Atlanta team. It's a good squad. I hope they re-sign Osuna back, and I hope Mike Soroka comes back healthy because this is going to be a fun team to watch. And Andrew, they're going to torture you in the NL East, and I can't wait.
Hey, you're the one that picked against him at the beginning of the year. Don't forget that.
Right. You're right. You're right. And I picked against them here, and guess what? I guess we were right. All right. So, is there any final thoughts on this series as well? Because I think it's time to talk about this World Series.
I'm ready to dive in this World Series.
I mean, you did gloss over the absolute highlight reel of the series.
Please.
The crazy thing that happened.
Please.
I don't know if it's ever going to happen again, and it hasn't happened before in 160 years of baseball history or whatever. The same pitcher, the same player, hitting a home run in two separate games that is caught by the same bullpen pitcher in the same inning in 2 games.
Yeah,
The fact that Albies hit 2 home runs in back-to-back games, both caught by Mark Melancon, was absolutely crazy and probably my favorite moment of the entire series.
Shout out to Mark Melancon, former Red Sox. He was fucking terrible on the Red Sox, and I hated him. So shout out to him. Really like Mark Melancon. All right. It's time. The World Series is here. It starts tomorrow. Like I said earlier, I love this sped up nonsense. We're just playing back to back. We're getting this shit in no matter what. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but this is the first neutral site World Series we've ever had. It's being played in Arlington, Texas. The Rangers' new ballpark. There is fans in the stands, so shout out to that. They're pretty loud. A lot of Dodgers fans in the Game 7. Pretty surprising. We're going to give you guys our MVP picks, a surprise player, a matchup to look forward to, and we're going to give you our predictions at the end of this. But here's some random notes I wrote down about this World Series. LA is back to the World Series for the third time in 4 years, guys. Do you guys second? Right, this is the third World Series trivia question we're doing. Who is the last team to make the World Series 3 or 4 years?
Yankees.
Oh, Andrew! Wow, bang on. What years were those, Andrew?
That would have been, what was it, 2000, 2001, and 2003.
Wow, Andrew Santangelo. What a man! What a man! That's correct. Andrew is correct there. This is the first team to do it since the New York Yankees 2000, 2001, 2003. This is the 63rd time this has happened in baseball history, which seems pretty wild to me. That seems like a lot. But
That's
Andrew
a lot.
and Sam, only 2 teams have not won a World Series in all of those attempts of making it. Those 2 teams are, we're not going to guess these because you guys simply won't guess it. The 1907 to 1909 Tigers and the 1911 to 1913 Giants. Those are the only 2 teams that make the World Series 3 times in 4 years and not win one of them. The Dodgers are looking to avoid that this year. It's pretty scary. A lot of players have a lot on the line. Kershaw, probably the most notable of us all. He's arguably the best pitcher of the generation, but he's had this postseason. I don't know what we're going to call it, postseason thing. Mookie Betts is potentially going to win a home run, win a World Series in both divisions in like 3 years, which is crazy. Andrew, what are your opening thoughts so far on this series?
I think it's going to be a fun series. Again, I mentioned before you have the 2 best records coming into this game and have a shot to take the title. I think it's cool to see also you get the high payroll Dodgers against the low payroll Rays. So again, the Rays are finding ways to get it done. Simply, obviously, not having as much money as the Dodgers have. 2 different markets in that sense. And I think you kind of have – similar to what the Rays were up, or the Rays got a lot more out for them this series than they have in the other series throughout the postseason. This is obviously their biggest test, top to bottom throughout the whole season and everything. And you got some very even amount of pitching in this series between the 2 teams. You can pretty much flip a coin on who's got the better end, and then hitting goes to the Dodgers. And one thing I think is going to be a key for the Rays here is finding ways to get situational hits. They've been relying a lot on the long ball, which I don't think they're going to be able to do against the Dodgers pitching staff, which is obviously really good. Just some numbers for you. The Rays are currently hitting a 209 in the postseason, which is 10th best out of the entire postseason teams, but they're first in home runs at 25. So I think that goes to show how much they're relying on the home run ball. Their on base percentage isn't even 300. It's at 295, which is also 10th. So again, a team that's really relying on that home run ball, which they're not going to be able to do in this series, in my opinion. So that stands out to me in a big situation here. And the other thing is, I'm interested to see matchup-wise, is the Rays bullpen versus Dodgers hitting. I think that's where is going to be the biggest difference throughout the series. I think you kind of started seeing some of the fatigue maybe in these Rays pitchers throughout that Astros series when it kind of got deeper, when they had to go, they kept going to the bullpen and stuff. And we kind of saw some of their guys definitely become more hittable than we have seen throughout the season. So I'm really interested to see that matchup of the Rays bullpen against the Dodgers hitting, because I think that's where it could be the biggest difference in the series.
Samwise.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The bullpen versus the Rays bullpen versus the Dodgers hitting is going to be this key matchup that we have going on here. One, is it going to be the team effort from the Rays that we've seen before, or is it really going to be the Randy show? I mean, he's been doing great, and he's got them to where they are now. But I mean, you got to have players like Manuel Margot, you got to have Kevin Kiermaier, you got to have Brandon Lau, G-Man Choi, players like that actually step up and get on bases, because if he keeps hitting solo home runs, yeah, that's cool, but it's not going to get a lot of runs in, and the Dodgers are going to be able to beat you in small ball. They're going to be able to get singles. They're going to be able to get doubles. And in this stadium, honestly, I'm surprised that there hasn't been a triple yet. I really am shocked that none of those teams were able to leg out a triple. Actually, I think Markakis got one last night. And the only reason that happened is because I think a player ran into the wall. And so they're really going to have to work on what they want to do. Are they going to have to start bunting? Is that going to be the question? I
Small
don't think
ball.
Andrew loves his small ball there. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I think the 2 days rest is really going to help their pitching staff, especially going into the way that they were using their bullpen. It's going to be really interesting. And to piggyback off of the payroll comment that Andrew made, I saw this tweet that I pulled up. So the with the prorated salaries this year, the Tampa Bay Rays entire payroll this year was $28.3 million. The combination of Clayton Kershaw, Mookie Betts, Justin Turner, and Kenley Jansen had a payroll of the four of them of $32.3 million.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
The other crazy thing is that if the Rays are now going to have faced the number one payroll, the number two payroll, and the number three payroll in the majors in this postseason, which I don't think has happened in a long time, if ever.
Shout out to the Red Sox for not being up there anymore. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it only took losing your boy Mookie to get under that sweet luxury tax.
No, Sam, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that on this program. Guys, I want to enlighten you with another fact. LA, the Los Angeles Dodgers, have 26 total All-Star game appearances on their team. A lot of star power on the team. Does anyone want to take a guess? How many total All-Star appearances do the Tampa Bay Rays have?
I'm going to go.
While you think about that, you keep thinking,
Okay.
man. Thinking, Sam. While you thinking, shout out to Razor Pick. Shout out to Razor Sharp. Love you guys. What's going on, fellas? What's up, Razor? Andrew, your prediction, sir.
Prediction or guess?
Your guess, yeah. It's a prediction because
I'm going 7.
Okay, 7. Yeah, Mr. Sam.
I think I'm gonna go 4. The way that I'm thinking Snell had one last year in his Cy Young season, or was that 2 years ago?
2 years.
And then I think Kiermaier has been playing defensive center fielder for long enough on some bad Rays teams that I think he has like 3. I think he's got 3 All-Star appearances. So I'm gonna go 4.
The answer is. Go ahead, Andrew. You're gonna say something?
I was gonna say I agree with that, but you forgot about one key pitcher in Charlie Morton. He's had to make All-Star games.
The answer is 5. 5 All-Star game appearances combined from the whole roster. Tough. I would assume that Charlie Morton's made 1. So there's your math, Sam. Charlie Morton makes 1. It gives you the complete 5. Rotations wise, this is how I'm guessing we're stacking up right now. Game 1, we already have confirmed Clayton Kershaw versus Tyler Glasnow, which, yes, please. I'll take every day and twice on Sunday. Thank you very much. I'll put that in my back pocket and I'll enjoy it. By the way, if you guys don't know, playoff Kershaw, 11-12 with 4.31 ERA. World Series is 1-2 with a 5.40 ERA. So the Glasnow Kershaw game 1. Perhaps game 2 will get a Blake Snell versus Walker Buehler on short rest, or maybe we'll get a bullpen day that day from the Dodgers. Game 3 we'll get Charlie Morton versus Luis Urias. Game 4, Ryan Yarbrough versus the combination of Tony Gonsolin versus Dustin May. Game 5, we have Kershaw Glasnow again. Game 6, Buehler Snell. And game 7, Morton versus Urias. Guys, here's the time of the show where I ask for your predictions. Are you guys ready for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just real quick, I was actually completely wrong. Kiermaier has 0 All-Star appearances.
Wow, that's a shame. That is a real
Charlie Morton has 2, and Blake Snell has 1. I couldn't figure out where the other 2 came from. Actually,
I can see.
one of them is Austin Meadows.
Okay. Mike
I can
Zunino?
see. I was gonna say he's a sleeper one as a catcher. I could see him getting one because catcher's just such a weird position year to year.
Yeah, it was also probably in Seattle too.
Yes, for sure.
Although,
Go ahead, Andrew.
would Glass not have made one last year?
No.
No.
God, what? No, Andrew. Jesus.
Sorry.
God almighty. All right.
I didn't really pitch last year.
World Series MVP. Who do we have?
Are we picking one for each team?
No. You're saying who the World Series MVP is going to be? I'll start. This is going to be a little spoiler for our picks. I think it's going to be Randy Arozarena.
Okay. I'm going with he gets it done this year. Clayton Kershaw.
Wow. Okay.
As long as he stays out of prison for absolute home run robbery, it's going to be Mookie Betts.
I would love to see that. Surprise player of the series. I'll start again, and I'm going with Willie Adama of the Rays, the shortstop, or Kevin Kiermaier. I couldn't split between the two. So one, two.
I went with Hernandez with Dodgers. Kiki Hernandez.
Okay.
My big, lovable Korean boy, G-Man Choi.
Ain't nothing but a G thing. Shout out to G. We've got our matchup to look forward to, a specific matchup you want to see. I wrote Clayton Kershaw versus the Rays bats. This might be Andrew. Kind of gave it out as his MVP pick. I mean, this might be the perfect recipe for Clayton Kershaw to dominate. The Rays aren't really a fantastic offensive team. They strike out a bunch. Maybe Kershaw, this is the recipe. He's going to go out there and shove. I want to see how he does, especially in game one, because we know what Glasnow is bringing. He's bringing the heat. Will Kershaw, step up for this postseason, this World Series? Is he going to finally get that monkey off his back? I want to see it.
Yeah, and again, I think it will. I kind of foreshadowed my matchup already, but it's the Rays bullpen against the Dodgers hitting. I'm interested to see. I think that's where it's going to come down to. Can the Rays bullpen continue their success against this Dodgers hitting? I honestly, after the way they kind of ended last series, I have my doubts and if they're going to be able to hold up here.
I'm going a little different than the way that you guys are thinking. I'm going the Texas jet stream and hot air versus both teams' bats.
Okay.
I think that the Rays and the Dodgers, if they want to do some real damage in this series, they need to respect the wind spirits that are letting these balls carry or not carry, and it's really going to determine, who's going to get that extra foot to prevent, a home run robbery, or is it going to be 20 rows deep? I mean, or it's really going to come down to how the wind favors. They're going to have the roof open every game because of. While they have fans there, they have to have it open because of COVID.
Makes sense. Never mind. I take back my shake of the head.
Yeah, yeah. They have to have the roof open with fans there because of COVID, and so that's going to just. There was a huge spike in home runs that happened. I mean, you saw it in the Padres-Dodgers series where they didn't actually have fans, and there was maybe like 2 home runs total. But then as soon as they let fans in and you had the Braves and the Dodgers come in, it was home runs galore. And so the park plays pretty similar to Globe Life Field, the old stadium, or Globe Life Park, excuse me. So it's really gonna come down to that jet stream. Is that jet stream gonna favor one team over the other? Only time will tell. But I think that's going to be really interesting to watch. A little unconventional, but I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I really like your pick there, Sam. That is going to be a challenge for the series. Major League Baseball is looking at each other like, guys, we need the extra juice balls. We need let's bring them in, guys. Come on. So that's good. Finally, guys, we've reached this point of the show. Who is going to win the World Series? Sam, I'll start with you.
I said it before the season started. I said it all season long. I said it in our predictions. I'm going with the Los Angeles Dodgers win their first World Series since 1988. And not only that, I'm putting a big fat asterisk on this because this is probably the hardest championship to win. And honestly, this probably counts for like 3 titles.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's a good asterisk. Okay. It's not a
I
bad
like it.
asterisk.
I didn't think you were going there. I
didn't either. I was getting ready to argue that.
That's hilarious.
No, I all of these COVID championships that we've been having, I really think that these are some of the harder ones to win just because there's fans at these games, but I mean there's like 12, 13,000 people there. It's like a quarter, maybe a third full. Like that's not enough to affect anything. So all these sports that have been doing it are really getting down to the nitty gritty, the technical stuff, and who really is the better team out there. And if the Dodgers end up winning this, in another matchup of juggernauts, I mean, you have the two 40-win teams in baseball this year going up against each other. So I really think that whoever wins this World Series, which it's probably going to be the Dodgers, needs to be applauded for that.
Okay. Andrew?
I agree. It's going to be the Dodgers. I'm torn on how many games I want to give it. I don't know if Rays are going to be able to extend it. I'll say it gets to 6, but it's going to be the Dodgers when it's all said and done. I'll go 6 games. Rays find a way to take 2, but I think when all said and done, you get dominant Kershaw, Dodgers bat speed up on the bullpen, and as Sam said, they get to hoist the trophy for the first time in a while, and Clayton Kershaw finally gets the ring he deserves.
Guys, I've got some bad news. As you may have noticed by my MVP pick, I'm picking the Rays in 7, god damn it. I'm picking the Rays in 7. I've ridden them all the way here. I picked the Dodgers to get here too. I said the Dodgers in preseason, but I'm on the Rays bandwagon now. I'm riding it right there. Randy Arozarena is a one-man hitting machine. He's going to hit a first-inning home run off of Kershaw. Kershaw's going to be shitting his pants after that. He's going to give up 3 more runs. Dodgers are going to lose game 1. They're going to win game 2, the Dodgers are. It's going to be 1-1. And big old Chucky Morton going to come out there, win game 3. Then in game 7, he's going to come back out there. He's going to win game 7. He's going to go down as one of the best game 7 pitchers in all of his baseball history. He's going to ride off in the sunset. He's going to retire after that too. And the Rays are going to win a World Series in 7 games.
Man, I hope we get the 7 games. I hope we get the 7 games. But Dodgers.
Jose, that's really shocking to me considering the fact that your hair right now is Dodger blue.
You could also say it's teal like the Rays. I don't know.
No, they have like a dark navy. Okay, they don't have that.
They have those light blues that aren't really close to my hair, but they still have those light blues.
Which, speaking of the Rays uniforms, if they don't wear the Devil Ray uniforms in the World Series, I'm going to be so upset.
Well, and we talked about this. I don't know if you were here, Sam, but they've slowly transitioned to from the Devil Rays to the Rays. Now they're going to be the Sunshines, the Rays, the actual Sun Rays.
Yeah, but I mean, they still got that uniform in rotation. I mean, they wore it against the Astros. I mean, it's there. They can do it if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I agree with you. Preston Ekdahl chimes in, of course. He has a future on the Dodgers, and he calls me out on why I've picked the Rays. It's because I get paid more money if the Rays win, and that is in fact
makes a lot more sense now.
That is in fact correct. I have a future on both of these squads. So shout out to me. I have the Dodgers. I picked the Dodgers right after they took Mookie Betts. I told Preston to also take the Dodgers, so I'm glad he did. It's the Dodgers. Apparently, Preston is also on the Dodgers bandwagon, but I'm picking the Rays. I hope they do it, guys. It'll be fun. This is going to be a very fun World Series. I'm very excited for Game 1 mañana. It's going to be fun.
I know Andrew's going to support me on this. Jose, I mean, you got to take off that jersey. You can't wear that jersey ever again. You're rooting for a division rival in the World Series. What is wrong with you?
It's also a Mookie Betts jersey. So I'm playing both sides, baby. I can't wait. If Mookie Betts wins this World Series, I'll be ecstatic for him. I'll cry. He'll be great. He'll win the MVP probably. But if the Rays win, I'll be fanning myself off with some money that I've won. So we'll take it. I'll take either.
At least either way, you get money, I guess.
Hey, yeah. Hey, I'm winning. I won that series.
Oh, so his fandom's for sale, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just like in football, it's very much for sale in football. In baseball, I'm on the Red Sox, but when it comes to the postseason, whoever I have my money on, that's who I'm a fan of. I'm rooting for him the whole time. It's a good time. It's a good time.
So I'm still trying to find the fifth appearance, but Brandon Lowe has an All-Star appearance last year.
Oh, shout out to Brandon Lau. Appreciate you, my guy.
That would have been it. That would have been it because Glasnow has 2. Morton has
got 2.
Snell has 1. Meadows has 1, and Lau has 1. That's 5.
There you go, Andrew. I hope you're happy. Well, this is a fun.
I'm just trying to finish out the information we were trying to give earlier. That's all.
Hey, good. Thank you.
Wait. So, quick question: did Dave Roberts mess them up last night?
Oh,
in his post-game speech.
Fuck yeah! What an idiot! What an absolute idiot! This is our year. This is our year. What an idiot!
What do you want him to say? What do you want him to say? Go up there and be like, "Oh, we're done. We're gonna lose now.
I don't want
pack our bags and
World Series." No one goes up there and says we're gonna win the World Series. He basically just said, "Yeah, we're gonna win the World Series." That's dumb.
I'm pretty sure from like Game 1 in 2018, all Red Sox fans were like, "We're winning the World Series this year."
Yeah, guess what? It happened. We knew it was gonna happen.
It could happen for him too.
You know what's gonna happen this year.
I didn't predict it.
If you didn't have a bet on a team, we all know you'd be picking the Dodgers. Now we found out there's information.
I've been on the Rays this whole time. I've told you since day one the Rays were going to make.
You've been on the Dodgers the whole time too. I remember from our preview
we're winning on both sides, baby. We're winning on both sides. What can you say? It's not my fault. I'm picking winners. I told people these teams are going to be in the World
Series. Keep changing the winner.
The winners, I picked both of them. They're both winners in my eyes now. Love them. I love them both. Big Rays guy right here, right now. It's great. This is what it is.
Big Rays guy, big Dodgers guy, big Red Sox guy. I mean,
can't wait for Jose to bet money on the Yankees next year to win the World Series.
I'd kill myself. This is a fun episode, guys. This is fun. We got to preview the World Series. Who knows what our next episode is? Maybe we'll come back live after a couple games. I'm going to Colorado this weekend, so I'm going to do a show in Colorado perhaps. So this is going to be a fun time. It's going to be a really fun time. You guys have any final thoughts? Anything you want to get out there before we head out of here?
You go ahead, Andrew.
So I pulled out the paper brackets I wrote down from the preview show.
Yeah, here we go.
The most correct picks was Sam.
Good job, Sam. Attaboy.
You might have got the World Series right, but Sam had the most correct picks.
Hey, we were very wrong with the Reds. Shout out to the Twins.
I think you guys had the Cubs too, right?
Shout out to the Cubs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had the Cubs.
Yeah, Sam had the entire NL first round right for the Dodgers, Padres, Marlins, Braves. So that really carried him. But he had 10, you had 8, I had 6.
6. Wow.
I rode that Oakland train and the Cleveland train, and that hurt. And the Cincinnati train.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough look for Andrew.
Okay, I got a hypothetical for y'all.
Sure.
Just a quick question.
Sure.
If the Braves had either Cole Hamels or Mike Soroka for this playoff series, would they be in the World Series right now?
Yes.
No.
I think if Soroka's pitching with that, with his Achilles intact, pitching like the All-Star himself, I think he wins that Game 7.
Yeah, but you can't say.
You think it even gets there?
I honestly think the Braves could close out that series after they were up 3-1 at some point.
Yeah, because honestly, I think he would have been pitching Game 1 and Game 5.
Yeah. So.
But you just take so much away because if you add him, you don't know what everyone else does. Like it changes the dynamic of every game. So like you don't know that Ian Anderson's going to go out and dominate every. Like it changes the whole mindset of everything. I don't think they're a guaranteed win there.
That's what I'm asking you about. Is Soroka good enough for one more win for the Braves in that series?
Yes.
Out of 4 opportunities.
Cole Hamels would have actively hurt them, but Soroka.
Cole Hamels would have. Yeah, I mean, just one more actual starting pitcher on that rotation, so that they didn't have to do so many bullpen games.
Yeah.
Would that have helped them? Not only just for the postseason, but like it would have given them rest in the regular season. It probably would have meant they, actually they got there pretty fast. Actually, so I mean, just having that extra arm there, especially somebody as good as Soroka or as experienced as Hamels. I mean, I think honestly that does affect the way that this team would have been going to the World Series.
I agree.
Yeah, but my point is 2 points on that is one, you can make that card for any team, and then two, again,
but I'm making it for the Braves right now.
But again, you don't know. Like you could throw Mike in there, you could throw Hamels in there, but you don't know. They might not throw as good as Wright did that game he dominated, because you can't get much better than that.
No, you can't.
So you might throw him in there.
But I mean, would you be throwing Brad Minter instead of Mike Soroka at that point?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, didn't he start Game 4, Minter?
I think he started Game 5.
Okay, Game 5, yeah. Like, I mean, wouldn't you have Soroka, pitching at some point during that, so then you're moving your other arms around?
Yes, we would, but my point is, you move those arms around to every game. So they go out and win the first 2, lose Game 3. What was it? Win Game 4, I think. You move those arms around, you don't know. Maybe the Soroka matchup benefits the Dodgers and having Buehler or Kershaw wherever they match up. So then you change the matchup all around. I don't think Soroka is that much better than any Dodger pitcher that went that you could without question say he would win that game.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that out there. I'm glad we had that civil discussion. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I guess one final thing.
Sure.
For Dave Roberts to keep his job, does he have to win the World Series, or say it goes 7? Is he done?
He's already got it. He just had to get to the World Series.
No, he's got to win it. He's got to win it, or else he's going to be the next Boston Red Sox manager.
No.
I was honestly waiting for Jose to just close the show right there and have no other words.
No.
The way he just stared and looked, I was waiting for it all to just shut down right there.
No. You got AJ Hinch going to Chicago. You got Alcs Cora going to Detroit. You got Dave Roberts going to Boston.
As fun as this postseason has, I am looking forward to some fun off-season shows with free agency and everything.
I'm warning people. I'm gonna put it on people's radars now. If Dodgers don't win the World Series and they fire fucking Dave Roberts, Alcs Cora, I'm 98% sure played for the Dodgers. He loves Mookie Betts. The team is a fucking juggernaut. They need that little something to get them over the hump if they don't win.
You mean an Apple Watch?
No, not at all. That's not what I mean. If Alcs Cora signs with the Dodgers, I will just resign from doing the show, and Andrew and Sam, you guys can take it over because
we won't see you for a month.
I'll need to go out in the Colorado wilderness and get mauled by a bear. Alcs Cora is coming to Boston. I've said it multiple times. It's gonna happen. This is me breaking the news now. So whenever he does sign with Boston, cite me, please. He's going to sign with Boston. There's no doubt in my mind. I feel like we've ended the last 2 shows like this, but he's going to go to Boston. It's fine.
Enjoy your cheating manager.
I will. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Thank you guys for everyone else for listening. Appreciate it as always. It's been a long show, but I'm glad we get to talk the World Series. We'll be back soon enough. Maybe we'll next time you'll see me, I'll be in the Colorado wilderness, maybe amongst some bears and trees, trying to figure out how the Braves are up 3-1 against the Dodgers. Who knows what we'll be doing. Thanks as always. Thank you, Sam, for dropping by. I can't wait. We'll see you at the end of the World Series. to wrap up everything. It'll be fun. Andrew, I'll see you when I see you. You know, you're such a busy man setting up scoreboards and stuff. You're just so busy. You know, who can get your schedule? Who can get with your schedule?
We'll be back on this week. Don't worry. Maybe Thursday.
Who knows? Maybe Thursday when maybe like I said, we have a 3-1 lead. Who knows? Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you guys next week.